The information provided by Trading Forex Price Action to you does not constitute personal financial advice. The information provided is of a general nature only and does not take into account your individual objectives, financial situation, or needs. It should not be used, relied upon, or treated as a substitute for specific professional advice.
Midweek Analysis.
Hey guys, this is a midweek analysis for January 26th of 2022. Alright, we'll start out with the pound dollar. This is a weekly chart. We'll start off with an overview of the current setup I'm looking at. So since there was a weak short trade that formed right here, and a strong long trade that formed right here, the bias was long, or in other words, price was likely to reach this pivot high before reaching this pivot low. And so I was waiting for a pullback at least to these 1.3300 levels, roughly around here. So I could take a long entry, again with the main stop loss at this pivot low right here, and the main target being right up here. Okay, let's talk midweek price. So in order to know if I'll get that pullback to 1.3300 for that long entry, if you recall, I was watching the lower time frames. And so short-term long strength was confirmed through 1 hour trendline breakouts in this area and another one at this area right here. And so I was expecting another move up on this pair. And then after this peak formed, there was a 1 hour trendline breakout at this point right here that did not confirm short-term long strength. And so at this point, the 1 hour chart was showing waning long strength. And so price came all the way down to these levels, where if you recall, I was watching this trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here to see what happens on the breakout of this trend line. And as you can see, we did not get an immediate break back into this trend line, signaling 4 hour waning long strength. And so we got to fall right back down to these levels. Now, furthermore, this week at this level right here, there was actually a fake 15-minute double bottom that formed, which indicates short-term short strength. And so price came right down to these levels. And so at this point right here, there was actually a 1 hour fake double bottom that formed, which typically shows short-term short strength, right? But if price could reach its target height level before reaching the second bottom stop loss level, I'm considering taking a long entry even before I get that pullback to 1.3300. So let me show you what I'm talking about on the 1 hour chart. Alright, so on this 1 hour chart, that fake double bottom is right here. And that target height level is roughly at 1.3545 areas, roughly around here. And again, that second bottom stop loss level will be right here. Now, if price can reach this target height level before reaching this stop loss level, well, that will indicate short-term long strength. And so if price can get up here before reaching this level right here, I'm willing to take a long entry even before that pullback to 1.3300 with a stop loss at this pivot low right here, and its main target for the time being at that original weekly bias's short trades pivot high way above. Okay, and moreover, because this setup is a mid-road entry for this weekly long bias, I'll be acutely watching the lower time frames for any short-term short strength, in which case it does form, I would abort this long trade altogether, and again wait for a pullback all the way down to 1.3300. Okay, and there's actually one last thing I do want to mention on the weekly chart, so let's go over there. Okay, if you're having trouble understanding what I'm talking about in terms of weekly biases and fake double bottoms and whatnot, please watch my price action trading course, for that course is designed to provide you the necessary information so you can understand these forecasts. Okay, so on this weekly chart, the current bias is long for the key reason that there was a weak short trade that formed and a strong long trade that formed. And so in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot high before reaching this pivot low. However, there is a possibility this week for another short trade to form. Now that's if this weekly candle closes lower than it opened, or in other words, a red candle, right? In which case this does form, the bias parameters will change. So still at this point, the bias will remain long. However, the main target will now be at this pivot high right here, while the main stop loss will not be moved. Okay, so if a new weekly short trade does form at this level, and that mid-road 1 hour entry long does form, I will be taking the main target at this level right here. And moreover, if that 1 hour double bottom entry long doesn't form, and I'm still waiting for a pullback to 1.3300, I will take a long entry. But again, the main target will now be at this pivot high, while the main stop loss is still at this pivot low. Okay? Alright, so that's it for the midweek analysis. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And thanks for watching. Okay, bye.